Asked her where?
I didn't know any of my neighbors,
Nice
and I was
seeing
like, yeah, exactly.
seeing you.
So I wanted to go someplace where it was comparable age group, and that was the appeal of the adult.
Oh,
All right, I'll give it up. You know what, I hate to give up the chair, but you know what? That's for you.
It's okay, it's a great location, looked at, really great people, you know, that's a crapshoot.
yeah, you never know who you're gonna
No,
get.
you don't, there's nothing you can do about that.
I didn't know any of that.
Oh, and Mr. Magano won't make it tonight. It is his wife's birthday.
Whose birthday?
His wife's. I told him he's excused
I don't
because
know who's this. Kenny passed it
Well,
out.
yeah, I would have said, we could have taken her out for pizza.
Whose birthday?
His wife's.
Is that why he's not here?
He's not here, yes.
Okay. Well, he's allowed to be excused. He always should.
I told him, I says, you know, if it was your birthday, you'd have to come. Your wife's your excuse. Because my wife doesn't care what I do on my.
Because there are certain priorities.
Yes.
Actually, it was just the opposite for my birthday. I didn't come to the meeting because I was afraid if I gave my husband a pass, he'd never bother again next year, so.
There you go. Mr. Maganone is taking the night off. It's his wife's birthday, so he's absent. And excused, and so is Mr. Willis. Well, he doesn't text me and tell me he ain't coming to work on that.
All right, as long as you share the outvoice,
Oh, because John didn't get
I
it.
don't know when that's gonna change.
Let's just do it alone. Already
why I'm on the first one.
They just, this, I'm already looking for a part-time job with Diane.
Oh, you have a Diane too?
If we can stand up and say the pledge of the flag. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We're gonna go into the reorg meeting. Do we have, Madam Chair, are we okay to under the sunshine laws?
Yes.
Okay. We're gonna start the reorg meeting of 2017. I'm gonna have the mayor's appointment, Alan Letkovich, come up and take nominations for the chair. Used to like doing that once a year, sitting in the big chair.
Are there any nominations for the chairman?
Yes.
position?
Nominate Tommy Tighe?
I'll second that motion, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. I'll take, Pat, take a roll call on that.
Are there any other nominations you
Are
should?
there any other nominations? I'm sorry.
None.
No other nominations. Pat, let's take a roll call on that.
Let's see. Mr. Bello.
Yes.
Mr. Hodkevich.
Yes.
Mr. Davis.
Yes.
Mr. Kelly.
Yes.
Ms. Lee.
Yes.
Mr. Lembo.
Yes.
Ms. O'Leary.
Yes.
Mr. Ty.
Yes.
Ms. Oh, I was doing the attendance, okay. 8. Okay.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Tommy. Good luck. Best wishes.
Thank you very much. much, Board, for your vote of confidence. I think we're gonna maintain just the way we have in the last 20 years, so thank you for your vote of confidence. We're gonna move on, and we're going to have a nominations for vice chair. At this time, I'll take nominations for the vice chair.
Nominate Ken Kelly?
Thank you very much. Do I hear anybody else for vice chair?
Second nomination.
Second? I have a second. Do I hear any more nominations? Do I hear any more nominations for vice chair? Hearing no nominations for vice chair, I'll take a roll call of the council.
Mr. Bello,
Yes.
Mr. Hudkevich.
Yes.
Mr. Davis,
Yes.
Mr. Kelly,
Yes.
Ms. Lee,
Yes.
Mr. Lembo,
Yes.
Ms. O'Leary,
Yes.
Mr. Velosan, Mr. Ty.
Yes. Congratulations, Mr. Kelly.
Thank you very much, members of the board. I will, as I always have, continue to work to the best of my ability for the board and the borough and the citizens of our community. Thank you.
All right, at this time, we'll have nominations for the board secretary. Nominate Pat Gargiulo.
Second.
Take a roll call. Any other nominations? Any other nominations for board secretary? Hearing no other nominations for board secretary, we'll have a roll call of vote.
Mr. Bello,
Yes.
Mr. Hudkevich.
Yes.
Mr. Davis,
Yes.
Mr. Kelly,
Yes.
Ms. Lee,
Yes.
Mr. Lembo,
Yes.
Ms. O'Leary,
Yes.
Mr. Ty.
Yes. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, board members.
Congratulations, Pat. Thank you.
Thank you for keeping it together. At this time, we'd like to have nominations for the board engineer.
Make a nomination for Mr. Cornell.
Second.
Are there any other nominations for board engineer? Are there any other nominations for board engineer? Hearing no other nominations for board engineers, we'll have a roll call of the council.
Mr. Bello,
Yes.
Mr. Hudkevich.
Yes.
Mr. Davis.
Yes.
Mr. Kelly,
Yes.
Ms. Lee,
Yes.
Mr. Lembo, Ms. O'Leary,
Yes.
Mr. Ty.
Yes.
Thank you, board members.
Thank you. Thank you for your service. Now we'll have nominations for our board planner, John Leon Cavello. Do I have a nomination?
I'll make that nomination, Mr. Chairman.
Have a second?
Second.
Have a second for that? Are there any other nominations for the board planner? Are there any other nominations for the board planner? Hearing no nominations for the board planner, we'll take a roll call.
Mr. Bello,
Yes.
Mr. Hudkevich.
Yes.
Mr. Davis.
Yes.
Mr. Kelly,
Yes.
Ms. Lee,
Yes.
Mr. Lembo, Ms. O'Leary,
Yes.
Mr. Ty.
Yes.
Thank you very much, board members. Appreciate it.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you for your service. For the board attorney, I'm gonna have Mr. Sachs speak.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and by the way, congratulations to all
Thank you very much.
all the new officers.
Thank you.
At this time, I'm going to ask you to hold off on appointing a board attorney for the upcoming year. So I'm going to withdraw my name from nomination as board attorney. As many of you know, I was appointed really as the interim planning board attorney when Mr. Hobish resigned to become the municipal judge. As you know, I still represent the zoning board in this town and will continue to do so. But I'm finding it increasingly difficult to manage this meeting with the meeting that I have in East Brunswick on the same night. So that's why I have had some substitute attorneys here over time, and I've had to do that in East Brunswick as well. So based upon my discussions with the administration and my own personal preference, I'm going to withdraw my request for you to nominate me as board attorney. I will serve as board attorney until such time as you select a new board attorney, which may be at the next meeting or, hopefully by the first meeting in February. But I will still be coming to these meetings. I will be continuing to represent the municipality on its COA litigation. So I'll be periodically giving you updates on that. And as I said, I will still continue to represent the zoning board, which I have done for the last 10 years. But
Well, Mr. Sachs, it's been a pleasure, and personally and professionally, deal with you. You've always been forthright and honest and always done the best that you could for the residents of Cherville and for this board, and it's really been a pleasure.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Our loss, the zoning board's gain. So, we'll do that. Someone make a motion to close the reorganization.
I'll make that motion, Mr. Chairman.
Get a second to close that?
Second.
All right. All in favor of closing the reorg?
Aye.
Okay, thank you very much. Now we're going to open up the January 4th meeting. I already said the pledge, so I guess you can take attendance.
Okay. Mr. Bella?
Yes.
Here.
Here.
Here, I'm sorry.
Mr. Hudkevich?
Here.
Mr. Davis?
Here.
Mr. Kelly?
Here.
Ms. Lee?
Here.
Mr. Limbo?
Here.
Ms. O'Leary?
Here.
Mr. Ty?
Yes.
Mr. Sachs?
Here.
Mr. Cornell?
Here.
Mr. Leoncavella?
Here.
Good. All right. We have two memorializations for tonight. We're going to go over the Bill Cummins one. Everybody's got them emailed, they're in their package. Does anybody have any questions on the resolution for the Daniel Phil Cummins Deerfield equipment? If not, I'll take a motion.
I'll make that motion, Mr. Chairman, to approval.
Second? Second, in favor? All in favor of the resolution for the Daniel Phil Cummins Deerfield equipment?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution has it. Second one is for the PSC&G Regulator Station Site Plan off the Socorro Court, Lot 136, Lot 28.02. You've all got this in your application and through email. Does anybody have any questions on this regulation or resolution? If not, at this time, I'll take a motion to pass that.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make that motion
Get a second?
for approval.
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. We have one more. We have a resolution for the planning board for Mary Ellen LLC from Journey Mill Road. This has been in your packet and through the email. Does anybody have a problem on this? This is lot 17.01, block 62. Need a motion on that?
I'll make that motion, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Kelly. Second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed to this resolution? The ayes have it. Okay, resolutions are done. We need a motion to accept the minutes for the December 7th meeting, 2016.
I'll make the motion to accept the minutes, Mr. Chairman.
Very much.
I'll second that.
Thank you very much, Mr. Hickevich. All in favor of accepting the minutes?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? The ayes have it. Communications, do we have anything on a communication?
No, we don't.
No communications. Site plan subdivision hearings, we don't have any. We do have something under COA though, don't we?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, and I think Mr. Leoncavallo will explain, but I was in court back in December. We are rescheduled to go back to court in mid-February for our fairness hearing on the COA settlement. But one of the steps that has to occur between now and then is the implementation and the adoption of a number of ordinances. And I know Mr. Leoncavallo has been working on that. And the expectation is that he will be able to provide you with all those ordinances for your review prior to the next meeting on the 18th. And assuming you're comfortable with that, then they will be then forwarded to the council for their adoption. So, Mr. Leoncavallo, if you want to add anything at this point.
Thank you, Larry. Yeah, I just gave you a draft of this. I left it on your desk. You can look at it. It has 3 ordinances, 1 resolution, and then an inclusionary housing ordinance that goes over where we will, according to the plan that we've talked about in draft form for a number of months. 4 sites throughout the town where we'll have inclusionary housing, and then an accessory apartment ordinance. As you remember, years ago, probably going back 2004, 2005, We did an overlay zone for Washington Road that allowed certain things, and one of the extra things that we allowed was an accessory apartment use, a conditional use, and we utilized that for 10 units within our fair share plan. So there's an ordinance in there, which is the start of what we need to get one to the council to pass in the next month or so. So if you have any questions, you can certainly give me a call, and be glad to go over anything with you, but we'll go over it at our next meeting.
All right, everybody has an opportunity to look at it next month. Come prepared, we'll go over the implications of that ordinance,
Probably for the 100th time.
Right.
but we'll do what we have to do. Mr. Kelly, do you want to talk about this before we go into new business?
Yes, may I borrow your copy? There we go, thank you. I spoke with the mayor yesterday, and he dropped this off at my residence. It's an article in the Wall Street Journal under the property report, and it's describes a situation, I believe it's in Virginia, down in the D.C. area, where developers are buying up old homes, knocking them down and putting up new ones because the average age of the home in this article is probably some 59 years old. And I think it's possibly relative to our community in that we do have a lot of older homes, probably somewhere around the turn of the century, 20th century rather, and the all through the 20s, 30s, during the Depression era. And some of our developments are getting a little older too. So I think it was just given and out for informational purposes to the board. So I would suggest that you read it if you wish, and keep it as an idea possibly for the future. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Need to open to the public.
Make a motion, we open to the public.
Get a second on that? Second on opening to the public?
Second.
Second. Thank you very much. Anybody in favor, all in favor of opening to the public, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. Anybody from the public like to speak?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Ma'am, just state your name for the record.
Absolutely. My name is Jamela Mantia. Jamela runs a vanilla.
Okay.
I'm chocolate, you can go opposite. So it's my pleasure to stand before you. I'm just interested in learning about my city's planning board. So I've been a resident for 12 years, and I serve in various capacities in UN and also in the state for my philanthropic work. So I said, I just wanted to roll in my city to see what I can do for my community. So I'm just here to observe. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And you're welcome.
What kind of philanthropic work do you do?
I work with the UN for stopping persons in trafficking. So I do that at that level, and the Women's Conference at the UN. On the state level with the Attorney General's office, I serve in capacity for faith-based human trafficking.
Oh,
So,
thank you for serving.
my pleasure.
All right, seeing nobody else in the audience?
Make a
I'll
motion to close, Mr. Chairman.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Seeing either new business or old business, I guess our next meeting is the 18th. We've got the point coming in from O'Neill and the New Jersey Truck Stop Corporation. Anything else, Jay?
That's it.
That's it? Thank you for your vote of confidence. I need a motion to adjourn.
Make that motion, Mr. Chairman, to adjourn.
Everybody, second?
Second.
All in favor?
Let's go. Aye.
Thank you very much. We'll see you again soon.
Thank you, and good luck, Mr. Chairman.
45 minutes. 15 minutes.
In record, I think.
Yeah, that's a record.
Happy New Year to everybody.
Happy New Year.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you.
Okay, not a choice.
You really thought you were gonna get away with it?
Where's Mike? Mike at tonight? Where was Mike at tonight? Did he call? His wife's birthday today?
It's actually the paving and the landscaping. Oh, no, I was after Bob, I can send a letter to the town, and as long as they're okay with the inside.